Welcome back, everybody, to the Underdog Jets Podcast, and I think we're live. It's been a while, but um, yeah, we're live. Chat anytime, ask Wayne questions anytime, and Wayne, Jets won. The Jets freaking won, 32-25 in Jacksonville. How about that?
Yeah, I don't know what you call it at this point. It's a good win, obviously, for morale and to see a win, see the guys celebrating a little bit. But I go to my kid's basketball game today. The first thing someone says is, "Oh, Jets ruined the draft spot." I'm like,
Is
"Well,
that the first
decide.
thing
Do
you
you,
heard?
do you
Is
want
that the
them to
first?
win and compete and be happy, or do you want them to lose their game?" They go back and forth. So it's a good win for the guys. We'll see if we could build on that.
Dude, it's getting out. It's getting crazy. This tanking thing and
Yeah.
rooting for the wins and losses. Like, how did we get here? I
Now,
mean, honestly.
yeah, it's just that's the thing. I think that's part of the reason why they do that with the lottery, the NBA, and all that stuff like that. But yeah, listen, some teams do it, maybe some don't. But in a situation like this where everybody can go, we're looking for new GM, new head coach, all these different things. So right now you're playing for your job and for each other. But what is the latest on interviews? I know they interviewed GMs already.
Yeah, so kind of the way we have to think about it, I think, is it's December, so they can only interview guys who can be interviewed, meaning
Right.
guys on other teams, guys looking for promotions, just can't happen. So
Right.
so far, Thomas Dimitroff, the longtime Atlanta Falcons GM, who GM'd his way with Dan Quinn as the head coach to a Super Bowl, and obviously they lost that one, Matt Ryan to Tom Brady when they were up, what was it,
Yeah.
28-3, I believe.
Yeah.
Um, so do you have any thoughts about Dimitrov specifically, or what do you think about him?
Who's the guy from the Titans?
Robinson.
Okay. Here's the thing.
Mhm.
People are saying, I don't know if it's going to happen because he's a Pat, but this guy from the Titans, and Variable, people
Mhm.
want Variable. They want a Dan Campbell kind of guy, fiery kind of guy. Is there a chance that Variable becomes the next Jets head coach? What are they saying about that? And would you
Dude,
think he would do that?
so the latest report, and my apologies, Samini or Hughes or Costello, whoever had it. I forgot who was the first to have it, but there was a report about a weekish ago that stated Vrabel has interest in the job.
Right.
Robinson, I don't know how great in terms of if they're really on great terms, Robinson and Vrabel. I know there was a mix up with trading AJ Brown towards the end
Right.
of their tenure to Philly, but I saw
Right.
some stuff in Slack just now from our guy Kyle Newman, kind of diffusing that. So maybe that's not the case.
Yeah.
But let's not forget, Dimitrov also came from New England, where Vrabel was. So there might
Right.
be a connection there as well.
Listen, I don't know what they're gonna do, but they're interviewing people already. Um, but that little tidbit came out that Belichick inquired about the Jets. I don't
That's what
think
I
it
would
happened.
ask you. Yeah.
I don't think it happened. I think it's just somebody says it and people go with it. He's not going to coach for the Jets. Not even,
Never. He'll
and
never coach the Jets.
he didn't reach out to us, and it just makes more fire thrown at Woody and everybody else. Oh, we could have got Belichick. He wasn't coming there. Zero. You could just throw that in the wind, and like everybody wanted to talk about it, and it's just another way to look. The organization to look bad that he was going where he is, North Carolina. Let him go down there and do his thing, but he was not coming to the Jets. He did not want to come to the Jets. Just
Mhm.
leave it alone. You know what I mean? Talk about something else. There's a lot more to talk about.
Agreed. He was never going to coach the Jets. I wanted to get your feelings, so we're on lockstep there. I talked to a couple in the organization, and my first thought was, "Oh my, is someone playing games with the reporter? Like, this doesn't seem real." Then my second thought was, "Is Belichick playing games?" Like,
Right.
that's my second thought. But either way, whether he's coming or not, I mean, I saw people criticizing the Jets for not reaching out quickly enough. There was no time to reach out. Number one, number two. Could you blame them based on how he's bashed them in
Yeah.
the years past, especially this year?
Yeah. It's amazing. Like any, tweet or post from anything Woody or anything Jets or any fan club, anything they comment on, is just sell the team. This is this. This is that. So it's like this is all people want to focus on.
Yes.
Like anything there is to be negative about, it is obviously it's things to be positive about. It's negative, but I understand the fans. I understand a lot of it. I've gotten a lot of messages and stuff like, I've been a season ticket holder for 50, 40, 30 years, and this is the first year I didn't renew my tickets.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough to get that bill, that invoice, in a season like this, but for all the people that hang in there, man, it's going to pay off at some point. I'm looking at the rest of the schedule here.
Mm-hmm.
So we got the Rams at home.
Yes, this
At
weekend. And the
Buffalo.
Rams are playing for something too. Like they're in the
Yeah.
mix. Yeah.
So that's the 22nd. We got at the Bills. They might be playing for home field right now, right?
Yes, because KC still ahead, but the Mahomes' status is up in the air. So yeah.
Listen, I think that the Chiefs are the worst
One lost team ever.
worst 13-1 team ever. Now they're a good team, but 13-1, 9.93 winning percentage.
Yeah.
That's not, that's not going to.
It's rough, dude. I think Mahomes and their coaching lifts them.
All right, look at this stuff. You got in the NFC East, you have Philly 12-2.
Yes.
Oh, no, here you go. Detroit 12-2. Their plus minus is 177.
Oh.
And KC's 13-1 and their plus minus is 70.
Wow, that's incredible.
So
and Detroit is hurting right now too, and that's still incredible.
Yeah. So it's just they're pulling out close games, and I'm looking at Buffalo's 11-3.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna now they beat them head to head, so they're gonna need. Basically, they beat them head to head, so all they need is to win the last 3 and the Chiefs to lose 2 of the last 3. And if Mahomes plays, obviously that's not going to happen. But Mahomes' status is interesting.
Yeah. So Buffalo's going to be playing for something because Pitt's 10-4. Red, and then you're playing the Dolphins on
Miami.
January 5th.
Yep.
I mean, what are you playing for? At that point, let's see. Miami is
they're pretty much dead. They have it's a long shot, but
6-8.
Yeah. Let me see here.
Yeah. So, interesting. Yeah. So we're 4-10. New England's below us. Cleveland's below us. Jacksonville, Tennessee, and then the Raiders. Yeah. I mean, we're close to 10th pick right now. You know what's interesting? We're 4-10, but our differential is only -42.
It's insane.
Now Tennessee's 3-11, and their differential is -125. It'll just show you that
it's insane.
Field goal here and there, different decision. Oh yeah, that's what I want to talk about.
What?
I'm going to look in the chat in a second, but why do you score a touchdown if you're on the one when you?
Oh, okay. You're with me. You're with me on that.
When they say hindsight's 2020, Monday morning quarterback, percentage-wise, you run it out, you kick it, you're tied. Worst thing is you go to overtime. But it's either a win or overtime. But when you do this whole, you score and give them a minute and change, and this, I mean, they've done it to us all year.
It's a different league, man.
40 seconds, they come back. It kind of made no sense. Devontae had a hell of a game, this and that. If he would have scored on the catch and run, but there's no reason. There's no reason to score there, man.
No. And Wayne, here's the thing. It's a different league. Like, you're so right, number one. And if they have 3 timeouts, okay, score right away.
They had 2, yeah.
They had 2.
What about scoring second down? Make him get 1. Say, all right, if we're going to try, we're going to at least get him to get rid of 1, and we'll try on second and third down.
Yes.
First down.
Yes, and here's the thing. There's a procedure. You don't have to take a knee there and lose yardage either. There's a procedure where you snap the ball and you have the quarterback fall right there. Like there's a different way to attack it. And you do that on first down. You do that on second. Let the clock run down. Try to score with a rushing play on third. If you don't, you kick the old school extra point and you kick it off, and they have 15 seconds, no timeouts, down 3. They're not winning. It's no brainer. And that's
Yeah.
just one example of many why the coaching is just the biggest ill for the Jets right now.
And they had 2 delay games or had to take 2 timeouts.
Yes, it
So
keeps
here's
going.
some comments. New York Jets superfan. This is a while ago. He said, "I understand if Andrew Luck is in the draft, but there's nothing like that in the draft. They should focus on getting better by game build for yeah. There's no generational quarterback. I don't want Shedeur Sanders. I don't know enough about Cam Moore. I don't think there's, like you said, a guy like that in the draft." And then Mark Welton said, "If you were GM, how would you handle the quarterback situation for next year?"
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it depends on the coach.
Yes.
What kind of coach you bring to, if he offensive mind, defensive mind, and who's the, why is Hackett still in the program?
It won't last. He's gone.
Dude, what does he do? I want to know what he does all day.
Wayne, you guys in the wrong dude.
Yeah.
He won't listen. He'll be gone this offseason. And with Rodgers, we were talking about it. He has that new documentary out. If anyone in the comments listening to this have seen it, what is it called? Enigma. Go ahead and put it in the comments.
All the shit that he didn't want to talk about, for distractions. It's about the camera that's been following him around 24 hours a day.
Yes.
So yeah, what would I do?
Yep.
Let's just blow that up.
Clean house.
Get rid of him. I don't think the Jordan Travis kid's even healthy.
No, you can't. Yeah, you can't rely on him yet.
I would have, Rodgers. We talked about it. If you're hurt, don't play. Don't be a hero. We don't appreciate it. I don't care.
I'm in the
Don't say you're hurt after you don't do well. Don't say it after. Oh, I haven't been playing well. That's what. Listen, that's an excuse. I would have loved to seen Tyrod Taylor come in like a couple weeks ago, and it would have been a perfect reason if Rodgers was hurt or Nick. Just give Tyrod.
There are options, dude. There are options this offseason. Jameis Winston. I know that doesn't excite Jets fans. I've always loved Jameis. I mean, he'll throw picks, but he's a gunslinger. Darnold, will he want to come back? Listen, Rodgers. The criticism for Rodgers is valid. No question. Calling out Mike Williams publicly, can't do that. Certain things he does. Criticisms are valid, but I'll give him some points here. It mattered. That win mattered, and still winning does matter. And I think there's some genuine feeling there in terms of it mattering still, no matter what. That's one. And if I'm the Jets, I just say, see, fans are split, wanting Rodgers back, not wanting Rodgers back. Just find the right head coach and GM, and that'll take care of itself.
I understand that. Johnny Boy said, for me and you, with the season pretty much done, for the young guys, how much does the next 3 games mean for them to win? What does it do for next year? Yeah, it's just a morale thing. Like at this point, they won. Might as well. They're trying to win the last couple. You could mess up someone that we hate's playoff situation.
Miami.
But yeah, some of these 3 games for the younger guys to get their chance, to try out, a chance to get film, and it's not just because of skill. The older guys that are going to be there, or guys that are nicked up that are the future. Yeah, this gives a chance for them to play. Them to show what you can do, to say, hey, this guy's a solid, compete for a job next year. / just move a more expensive guy somewhere else. But yeah, it means a lot to the young guys. We had a super chat from Connor, Robbie, Wayne, 2 absolute legends. Appreciate it, Connor. We're trying our best.
Yes, every day.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, Connor. Yeah, that's a JetX dude right there.
Awesome.
What are you doing super chatting us? Don't you dare do that, Connor. But here, let's take you back to the time portal, Wayne. 1999 Jets. Okay, you're hurt to start the season. I think you missed 5 games. The first 5 games.
1, 2, 3, 4.
4? First 4? Okay. Yeah, it was an ankle or a foot.
I broke my foot.
Foot. Okay.
Freaking last preseason game, going in motion. I didn't even get touched.
I thought it was when Parcells kicked you. I thought he broke.
That was a different year. No, I went in motion. They snapped the ball. I took 1 step. I broke my foot, and I hopped on 1 foot, and the DB kind of just grabbed. I'm holding him.
Held you up.
What happened? I'm like, I think I broke my foot. He's like, yeah. I'm like, I put my foot down. I was like, I broke my freaking foot.
I broke my damn foot.
Last preseason, I kind of got to the sideline, and the doctor's like, what happened? I said, I felt like an explosion in my foot. He points there. He goes, "Yeah, you broke your fifth metatarsal. I got surgery the next day."
What were you doing playing in the last preseason game?
This first quarter, and then so the first game, I'm in Testaverde's box with his family, and he goes down, pounding the ground, and his wife's like, and he tears his Achilles. So the first month of the season, me and him are, leg in the air with ice on it, watching the team when they're on the road. Like how did this happen? Last year we were out in Denver.
Brutal. And it lines up with this year in a way because, I mean, you look at the schedule right here, lose the first 3, the Tom Tupa game, Vinny, first game.
Yeah.
Then you win one at Denver. That was I remember that because Terrell Davis tore his ACL that game. That was the game that ruined his career pretty much. It was all downhill from there. But then you guys lost 3 in a row. And then Ray Lucas came in and you guys started getting energy and you won, what was it, 7 of the last 9. And, how much did that help towards the outgrow season of next year? Because I remember 2000, 9-7, just missed the playoffs because of Baltimore that last week, which I was at. I was at that game, by the way. And in Baltimore. But in 2000, you guys pulled out so many close games, especially early in that season. So did the winning the prior year help at all, do you think?
So we didn't make playoffs in '99. We're 8-8.
Correct. Yes.
I don't remember any of that year. It was just a blur.
It was just a blur.
I'm going back.
6 you guys started. 1 and 6.
I was checking box scores on stuff. This and that. This.
Mm-hmm.
I never realized, like, not even close. At Denver in '98, they had 0 turnovers. We had 6.
Yeah, fourth quarter, man.
We lost 4 fumbles, 2 picks. How the freak did we even be that close in the game?
Because at the line of scrimmage, I would say until the fourth quarter, you guys were winning that game. You didn't put up a lot of points, but it was sort of like a stalemate early.
Yeah,
and then that blocked punt. Yeah, that blocked punt by Spence to open the second half put you guys up 10-0. It was nuts, man. Like, Jets fans were celebrating across the world. And then the fluky thing of all fluky things that happened after they scored was that Jason Elam kick that bounced straight up in the air and backwards.
It's like a frisbee. The wind was like 30. I checked the weather. It was like in the mid-20s wind chill, 30 degrees. So here's New York Jets. Wayne, does Rodgers still have it, or has he watched? I don't like him.
He can still play, man. He can still play.
He makes some plays and he slides in the pocket and does this and that. And it's just, you can't, like you said, it's the it factor. So he's always had it. He always will. But I don't know. I think that's what the core of guys we have just to turn the page. Michael People Jr. I want Michigan D Tycho, Mason Graham with number 1 pick. Imagine him and Quinn. Listen, yeah, it's tough because if you look at the, what they're saying, if say we have the 5th, 7th, whatever pick,
it's 8 right now, by the way.
You'll see a receiver, then you're like, well, do we need a receiver? And then you're like, yeah. And then you'll see, this guy Graham, do we need another D tackle? We're good there. No, we're not. All right. Do we need a safety? And then you're like, wow, we kind of need one of everything.
Defense is what's creeping up on people, I think.
Yeah, and going in, we're like, all right, the defense is solid. We need pieces on offense, and we focused on that, and not the defense. And
under this regime, they never balanced it out. It was always extreme in one level. Okay, defense is great. Even at the fan level, the media level, a quarterback is all we need. One quarterback away. They look at Rodgers to be the savior. You can't do that. And, things happen. They didn't have Reddick. Jermaine Johnson goes down, and their D-line is terrible suddenly.
Yeah. Sack exchange. The whole Gastineau thing. I didn't watch the sack exchange 30 for 30.
I haven't seen it yet either.
Did you see the Gastineau part when
I saw the video? Yeah.
I knew about that.
Oh, you knew about it?
I knew about it when it happened.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that cringe, like that bad.
How awkward
tough. It was. Like, I think Klecko or Marty just said, don't go up to him. And he went up there. But, I've seen Gastineau, over the years and just the last couple of years at alumni, he's just, he's kind of gotten worse physically and mentally, and he's suffering. He's going
Yeah.
through it right now, but you could see he's just it's tough. It's tough to watch. Because he was one of the toughest dudes ever. He's like Superman out there, and I told him, like, that's what people remember about you. He's like, some of the guys need wheelchairs to get from where we are to the field all the way down to the tunnel for alumni and go on the field, and some guys don't want to. It's a sign, and he just, basically have to help him. I feel bad for the guy, but yeah, he's not letting that whole sack thing go, and you know, Klecko said it right. He's like, you're gonna live or die with that. He says, and he's probably gonna die, not being the sack leader, and it's a shame, but man, it's tough to watch. If I don't know if anybody watched it yet.
Yeah, I think you hit on it, man. It's tough, and guys, to know all of you guys to get to the level you were at, you got to be a stubborn sob,
Yeah,
and
it's tough.
it's tough to let go. But my advice to him would be, listen, Mark, everyone laughs at the Strahan thing and Favre thing, so you don't need to say anything. Everyone laughs at it, so just take comfort in knowing that everyone laughs at it. That's basically it.
It's like I said, it's tough. Question for Wayne from Connor. Get your thought here. What are the rankings?
Most heartbreaking seasons in Jets history. Yeah, he did
94
this.
Was before me. The year before me.
Yes, you came in 95. 94 was Pete Carroll. It was the fake spike with Marino.
Can you click up that year? Like, you had 99 up there? I don't even know what happened the year before I was there. Now that I think about it, I have no clue. Hey, can you show me the roster?
I'll bring it up, but I could break it down for you while I do it. Pete Carroll was the coach. It was his only year coaching. He took over for Bruce Coslett. Boomer was the quarterback.
Yeah.
And then they got off to a 6-5 start. Miami was 7-4, so they went into that game against Miami with first place on the line in the division. Right. The fake spike happened. They lost. They went to 6-6, lost the last 4, and it was 6-10.
Dude, that's insane. Wow. Yeah. I don't even know who was the starting receivers that year.
I'm gonna bring it up right now. Yeah, Moore had to have been the guy.
Was Rob Carpenter there?
I think Carpenter was there.
Was Art Monk there last year?
Monk might have been 93, but let's see. He might have still been there.
Look up the stats. Let's see.
There we go. Boomer.
Johnny Johnson.
Yep. They got him from Arizona. Adrian. Yeah, Johnny played over Adrian. Did Adrian get hurt, or he was just young? He was just a youngster still, I think.
So receiving, I see
Yarborough, who didn't do much. Monk. Yeah, this was Monk's last year. You took over right before Monk left. Right after Monk left.
Richie was there, Morrell. Adrian was freaking good running back. But Brad Baxter had a year too.
He scored some touchdowns, if I remember correctly. No, he didn't have any. Why did I think he scored some touchdowns? Maybe it was a different year.
Wow.
James Thornton, I don't remember.
You know what number he was?
Who?
I think he was 80. I think he's the last person to wear 80. The tight
James
end.
Thornton?
Yeah.
Wow. Did not remember that whatsoever. And he was a tight end too.
Does it say his number? Yeah, look.
No. Yeah, it is. Yeah, 80 right here.
Last one to wear 80.
There it is.
So, all right. So as far as
that's a trivia question right there. Holy I gotta use that on the site somehow.
So as far as Connor's question, so 94, I don't know, but it sounds like it was bad. 2011 wasn't me. 98, yeah, it's tough. 99. And the last 2 years, last year was just heartbreaking because, the first game was just devastating. This year probably is the worst because it's the highest expectations ever. Even going into 99, nothing compared to this year going.
It's true. It's true. Yeah. Without the social media, without the power of the media. Yeah, it's true.
I would think my toughest year would have been when we lost down at Baltimore.
That was the year, the game I said I was at, 2000, without Grow. When Vinny...
we came out. Yeah.
Right before you guys came out flying. Got up like 14-3 or 10-3 or something. And then Vinny threw that pick 6 to McAllister on the out to the pylon. if I remember correctly.
I think the biggest problem was we came out, no huddle. We put 2 quick ones
Yes.
on the board. I remember because the thing was the big boys up front, Syracuse, and Sam Adams, they're like 400 pounds each. We're like, let's
Yeah.
keep them on the field and just no huddle, no huddle, no huddle. And we got a 14-0. For some reason, we stopped. And then, that was that pick before the half.
Dude, Wayne, my dad 5 different Ravens fans wanted to punch my dad out because when you guys went no huddle and got up, he kept mocking him. Number one defense, just mocking him the whole time. Dude, I was like, I don't know this dude. He's going too far. I gotta slide over here.
That's wild, dude. That's wild.
Who was the OC? Hennig? Was it Hennig or no? Weiss must have been gone.
No,
already.
it's Dan Henning.
Was it Henning? Okay.
Yeah. Listen, looking back, but Dan Henning was a very good coordinator. I had some good coordinators over the years, and Dan's kind of a forgotten one. But Dan, he's a good guy. He was a long time, but like I said, his name never gets brought up because he had a good career with other franchises. But he was good. But trying to think, some of the games where I go, he's just someone that's forgotten about. And I was just thinking, my first OC was Ron Earhart. Remember the old Pittsburgh Steelers guy?
Dude, Ron Earhart was a good play caller. Like I felt like.
So everything's digital now. You could type in anything, any part of the game, any down. So back then you had the clicker. It's like, you take your finger off of plays, stop, a little rewind, go, so you just rewind, go right, and they do look at, all right, here's, the tackle, rewind, here's the guard, here's the receivers, and then you go on. So we'd be in there, it'd be hot in the room, and you'd see a play, nothing. You see another play, and the film's just going, and he's up there. We're like, we know he's sleeping. He's got the thing in his hand. He's just sleeping up there. He was like 80 when he was there. That was my first coordinator. I was like, this is some crazy stuff. But that guy was
Earhart
was awesome. It was amazing.
He was with Parcells with the Giants, wasn't he? He was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a Parcells dude, and then Cote brought him over. Yeah,
he was at Pittsburgh for a while. That was my first coordinator. The guy was great, but
you fell asleep doing the film.
What else are we looking at?
Charlie Weiss and Henning. That's not a bad run right there.
Johnny Boyce. He says, why is there a negative spin about the coaching style Parcells and how it doesn't work anymore? I think that type of coaching is needed with the Jets. That's not negative.
I think he's talking about like the new age. You know how people praise Saleh for understanding today's generation and not getting too hard on guys. I think that's what he's saying.
No, dude, listen, different people, different players have to be coached different ways. Head coaches have to talk to their coaches different ways. Parcells didn't need to be best friends with everybody, but we loved them. It's the guys who, I love the coaches though that'll, chest bump and do this and that and get excited. But you still have to have the line there between coach and player. Everybody wants to be liked.
Yes, but, every human, yeah.
Some people get motivated by yelling. Some people motivated by words or by action. Dan Campbell, is that the kind of coach you want? Yeah. Guy who played, guy like Herm played, understands. But then you got Andy Reid, a guy like that.
Or Belichick, who's a curmudgeon. I mean, I think it comes down to this. The guy's got to be a genuine person.
Yeah. Mike Tomlin, the way he coaches, just because you don't see him yelling, he gets his point.
Oh, he does. Absolutely. Yeah, Johnny boy, I wouldn't listen to those people who are saying that. I think personality, it could be anything, as long as the players don't look around and say, is this guy serious? Like, as long as you don't have that going on around the guy, and he's a genuine person who could connect, that's the starting point, I think.
Let's take 3 seconds. I'm looking at the coaches. Buffalo. Who's Buffalo's coach?
McDermott.
All right. Just the way he coached first place. Dolphins, Patriots. Dallas. Who's the coach there?
McCarthy.
Yeah. I mean, he's we wanted him years back. Giants is Dable.
Dable.
He's a fiery kind of guy. Eagles. Who's the Eagles?
Dable is a Parcells type dude. They don't have the talent, man.
They
The
don't
Giants
count.
just don't have the talent.
Eagles. What are they?
Eagles are interesting. Sirianni, and they might have the most talent in the league, honestly. But their structure is so strong. Most people think they win despite the head coach.
Guys, Ravens. Who's the Ravens coach?
Harbaugh, who's fiery as hell.
Yeah, he's a Parcells kind. He's just younger.
Tomlin, like you said, same thing.
All right, Houston is the former player, right? DeMarco.
Yeah, the linebacker D'Amico Ryans.
Right.
I wouldn't say
KC
fiery.
is Andy Reid.
Yeah,
Andy Reid's still holding the clipboard.
Yeah, and listen, Reid, you might not call fiery, but he is. He kind of is under the radar. He holds guys accountable. That's the thing.
All right, Detroit is Campbell.
Yep,
awesome.
We know him.
All right, Minnesota's tied 12-2. Who's Minnesota's coach?
O'Connell, who is a quarterback offensive genius. By the way, you see Kirk Cousins last night? He has no confidence. Who is that guy? O'Connell had a Cousins playing better than he ever had in his life. 1 year removed from O'Connell. He can't do anything. Meanwhile, he brings Darnold in. Darnold has a career year. Hell of a coach, O'Connell.
Yeah. Green Bay's 10-4.
The floor is a fiery dude. He doesn't take much nonsense.
This is the new wave. I know. Wow, Tampa's leading the South at 8-6.
Yes, they're gonna win it.
They're
gonna win it. And Detroit, dude, they're so injured. Like Aaron Glenn, your boy, he's gonna have a tough. I'm rooting for him, but he is gonna have a tough time. They have so many injuries on defense. I think Green Bay is gonna come out of the NFC.
Gotcha. And then, the Rams and Seattle. Listen, I'm just saying the type of coach question was about Parcells.
Right.
Different coaches work. When you get coaches from college, try to coach a certain way. But, dude, I saw a thing today. Quick tip. We only got a couple minutes left. 2,000 players in the transfer portal already in college. Marshall was made a bowl game. They didn't re-sign their head coach, and 40 players essentially quit, and they couldn't go in the bowl game. They had to put someone else. They didn't have enough players or coaches.
You can't sufficiently fill the scholarships when that happens.
2,000. Last question, about not Jets. Travis Hunter winning the Heisman over the kid from Boise. The stuff Travis Hunter is doing is insane. I don't care.
It is, man.
Even if, statistically this way or that. I mean, on offense, it's crazy. But, he's deserving of that, to be on the field that many plays.
Let's end on this. Are you surprised Belichick, because you mentioned the transfer portal, are you surprised he went to college? I thought back in the day, college would have been good for him. But with the transfer portal, I think he's going to have a nightmare of a time.
You know what, though? I think they had just got or they had a top, 10, top 20 quarterback going there.
Oh, quarterback, okay.
And either he, said that he's excited to come, stay there, and even though, the guy recruiting, or he's going there because of Belichick. Yeah, he's going to have that factor. You want to be coached by a guy that can get you into the pros. That's why people are going to Colorado and teams like that. But it's a whole new ball game, man. It's just with all the NIL money and stuff like that.
It really is. I mean, college coaches have to do so much more than it. Not in terms of work, but more areas than NFL coaches. They got to do so much in the community and stuff.
So who was my favorite coach? I always said Parcells right away just because the way he was. And I grew up watching him.
You always put Herm up there too, though, with him.
Like Coach had, how so much too, and it didn't work out there. But Herm is just the guy you want to be with, and as a vet, and just the way he treats you, and just everything about him. He's just a good guy, and the relationship I had with him was different as far as on and off the field. So I'm grateful for all the coaches I had. But the last thing I was going to say. So someone said Belichick's going to UNC. So while he's coaching, his girlfriend could get take classes.
Or a cheerleading gig. Yeah, one of the other.
So hey, good on him, man. He can get a sponsorship for a freaking Viagra or something.
He's doing work, man. Hey, I give that man a bow. He's doing work,
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, listen, we talked all about everything except the Jets because
it's
what can we say?
it's that
But
time of year.
let it play out. Let some guys make a name for themselves. I've seen some guys getting some playing time, making some plays. Sit some of the guys down that really don't need to prove anything. Might have lingering injuries, but you know, I'd like to see. I'd like to see Tyrod get in there a little bit, or one of the younger guys.
Corley a little too.
I like to see Corley do stuff. I know the one kid had a kickoff return. I see
Yep.
the kid from the Canadian leagues making plays.
Stiggers. Yep.
This kid Sherwood, is he unrestricted? Their linebacker.
Is this his 4th year
Yeah,
already?
might be the whole kind of like the Huff situation.
Holy cow, that's right. It's his 4th year. Yeah, I mean he'd be a UFA. Yeah, if it's his 4th year. Him and Hamza came in. Was it already 2021? Wow, time flies.
Yeah. So yeah, let's just see everybody. You know, let's get some wins. All right, I don't care about the draft pick. You might be getting
No.
someone good at 13 and you get a 9. Who cares? Let's just win some games.
Yeah, what I care about is, dude, the Trevor Lawrence thing a few years ago. That he's not a godsend. So them winning those 2 games. I care about who's picking the next draft
Yeah,
pick, not what position we're in.
yeah. So we hadn't done a couple shows, but I appreciate everybody who's tuned in or sees us later. And I don't know if we'll do a show, but it's been awesome this year. I wish everybody happy holidays and happy new year and all that stuff for liking and subscribing and all that stuff this year. It's been the same show week after week. How is it this bad?
Yeah.
It got to get better. And then next week, you can't come up with definitive answers on why this happened this year. All I can say is let's ride it out and pray for some good changes.
Hey, the good news is there's infinite days and seasons ahead. So we'll we do our best for you, and we'll have a lot of good stuff coming. So visit Jets X Factor, use discount code 80, and we got all the good stuff.
All right. Merry Christmas, everybody.
All right, Wayne, you too. Jets fans, later.